start. Referees, mute the mic, idiot. Yo, yo, yo! Check 1 2 1 2. We coming through loud and clear up in here. Super tardy to the party, but we're being chilling. What's going on, guys? LoganJYA. Feeling better than I have in a whole month. Oh my god, guys. I can't wait to give you all the whole rundown of what's been going on with yours truly. But I'm happy to inform you all that we're in a good damn place right now. Things are going better than ever. If you're just joining us, say what's good in the chat. We're getting things all set up and started right here and now, baby. Let's go. Let's cook. Oh, hell yeah. We got the squad rolling through right now. Just in time. What's going on, beautiful people? Oh, man. Sorry, I look a little small. I shrunk a little bit since back in the day. But hey, we're going to fill this shirt back out. Just you freaking wait. How y'all doing? I'm sorry. This is... Oh, the backdrop ain't it tonight. What can I say? It's okay. Let's kill this light. Alright, put it back on. That was a weird shadow. Alright. Oh my gosh. What's going on, guys? Who's here? Who's chilling? KK's on Twitch. What's up? What's up? I'm pulling up everything on my peripherals right now. There we go. Oh, the Bender eyes is back a little bit. My eyes had cleared up real good. Like, I've been in full-fledged recovery, dude. I'll give you all the rundown, but we have another gentleman who's gonna... How's everything? So much better. So much better. I, again, physically feel better than I have in months. Or, like, in a month. Yeah, let me just bring this down just a tap. Maybe it's... How's the music coming through for you guys compared to my audio? Is it, like, acceptable? Oh, it's just because, like, my... is really loud. Alright, we're good. We have got a real treat tonight. If I haven't screwed him over by being egregiously late. Because of exigent circumstances. But good exigent circumstances, you know. I'll give you all the rundown. We love this man. Hang on, let's see if he can hit my line. Let me see if I can find him real quick, too. Excuse me. Anyway, let me get into the real treat that we have right now. The man, the myth, the legend, my man Miles, who's, again, one of the greatest Drytron players in the world. We've had him on the channel before. If you read the title, you can see it. So we'll worry about, like, my circumstance, like, you know, the least important thing. We'll worry about that in a little bit. We want to make the most of our man, our man Miles' time. Oh, God. I hate opening Facebook. Oh, I just got it. Oh, I forgot streamer mode is on. There we are. Oh, dude. Everyone, you're in for such a fucking treat, dude. This man, top 16, YCS Cancun, I guess it is. Is that it? Is that what it was? Was it Cancun? Is that the place? Maybe.
Hello.
Hey, handsome. What's up?
What up, what up?
Cancun's the name of the place, eh?
Yep, Cancun.
Cancun, make 'em swoon, swimming in poon. Love it. Awesome. Alright. First and foremost, let me thank you for your patience.
Yeah, no problem.
Second most, let me congratulate you on being a kick-ass.
Appreciate it.
Third most, send me this motherfucking list so we can show the world.
Do you want to, are you building it on DB right now?
We can do it yeah, we can do it like that. Yeah,
Okay.
Hang on, let me, I got the pictures you sent me earlier.
Yeah.
This should only take me a few moments to adapt. Actually, no, it will take a second here to adapt something that we have. Hold on. Let me put you on the screen too, real quick. We'll do this. Bing. Bong. I already popped you out. Yeah, I popped you out.
Are you streaming right now, or?
Yeah, you bet your ass. Is that okay?
No, yeah. That's cool.
Hell yeah, bro. The universe wants to hear from you, bro.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, hold on. Mr. Crazy Player here. So let me just ask you this from the get-go. Did they give you anything for top 16?
Yeah, I got a different pack of sleeves, which is really sick. I got the sleeves that I'm supposed to sleeve my deck with in top 16. And I got the mat. And they asked me for my address to send me additional pricing, so.
Sick.
I think Konami is listening, so.
Oh, okay, then I'll keep my,
No, I mean, I think they're listening to, like, the players in terms of, like, the pricing. Yeah.
Because I was gonna make a joke. I'm like, yeah, they're gonna send you like a bag of dicks. It's gonna be great.
No.
Hold on. Let me add in window capture. Probably can just use add existing somebody's camera. Bada bing. Bing bong. Discord. Okay, this was just But yeah, dude, how have you been outside of Yu-Gi-Oh? Let's just not talk about Yu-Gi-Oh until we're getting into the actual content and the profile.
Yeah, I've been doing good. You've been just teaching at the school and trying to get my girlfriend immigrated. So
how's that process coming along? I'm sure it's not the easiest in the world.
oh, it's you know, it's very efficient because the government is so great. I love how quick and responsive they are.
Oh, I bet they are. Yo, don't
yes.
you love that bureaucracy?
Yeah, it works out really great for people who are trying to get stuff done. But yeah, no, just waiting to get Veronica all immigrated here, and she's prepping for her interview and everything. So we're almost there. We'll see.
I have a weird question. Like, if you marry her, does that make it easier?
No.
Oh. Oh.
No, it doesn't. That whole process just sucks.
Fucking man. Hold up. All right. We got your beautiful, handsome face here on the stream. I'm gonna stick you on the. Well, let's see what it looks like on TV. It's been a minute here. All right, there we go. I'll crop you in a little bit more. Bada bing. Won't be blocking anything. Oh my god, dude, this list. I have to ask you how you managed to not. Dude, like, I mean, well, the logic is sound, but I still feel as though, like, I'm surprised that you weren't bricking more. I feel. What? How many cards were the main total?
51.
50. What the fuck? Fuck. Well, maybe it's like reverse logic. Like you're burying the bricks. It's like you just happen to open. I mean, two names are two names, right?
I almost like a 60 card deck. I was like 1% within taking a 60 card deck that I had been testing for a while. Because I really like grass is greener. But no, I didn't have a bricking problem. Actually, the math works out pretty much the same on this deck with like, I had a 44 card build I tested for a while too. And it's about the same. It's like maybe 1 or 2% difference. So the math works out.
Do you do the math?
Yeah.
I hate doing the math.
I hate doing
It's just working out.
I hate doing the math too. But I have a team. I have a team who is constantly stressing to me to do the math. So we do the math. And if it's like within 1% or 2, it's usually like I don't. It doesn't upset me too much, you know. If that's like a level of variance, it's gonna happen anyway. But yeah. So.
Oh, there they are. I got the pictures. All right, here we go. Bada bing. Open a tab. And open a new tab. All right, great. Holy shit. Okay. 50 fucking cards.
Did you just want me to read it off and then
Oh, dude, I got it. This like,
okay.
The hardest part was just me getting set up because I am stupid and wasn't ready to go ahead of time. Just tell me this: 3 ofs of every name, yes?
Yeah, 3 of every name.
Yep.
1 dad, 1 Draconids.
Yep. Triple Ben 10 and Natasha and Main, I know.
Yeah.
And you're remaining a Lancia as well, correct?
Remaining a Lancia, remaining Vantage Ruler.
Yep.
1 Bright Knight, Drytron, 2 Diviners, the Magic Key monster.
Yes, sir.
Tornado
Two
Buster.
field spell, correct?
Yep, 2 field spell.
Yay or nay on terraforming? No terraforming.
No Terra. 3 Cyber, 3 Nova, all that good stuff, and then of course
no instant fusion.
Nope. 1 ritual spell, 1 called by, 1 foolish,
Yep,
1 dark roller no more.
1 for 1, yay or no 1 for 1.
No 1 for 1.
What do you think about that? Before we even start the profile, this one isn't like a real question. I'm just
kidding. Yeah, no, you're good. Okay, so like I said, I've been testing 60 for a while, and in 60, obviously, I got 60 to 30 names, which like was really hard to do. And one of those names was 1 for 1. And in testing, what you find out about 1 for 1 is it's usually the weakest name. It's a good name, but it plays into every single hand trap like immediately. So
yeah, that's like it feels like the most rewarding thing to Ash in the universe.
Yeah, so you're a little scared playing it in this deck. A lot of the other decks, like, they can 1 for 1 and, like, you know, their decks are so... They play a certain way to where it doesn't matter, but I feel like 1-for-1 in this deck's kind of weird. I mean, it could be really strong. Like I said, I keep it at my 60, so it's not like it's a bad card, but it's just in this build I have better names.
Of course. No beta, thank God.
No, in my 60 I play a beta. But,
well, that's fair.
Yeah. And I played a beta-ish like card in the side. I played Meteora.
I saw that, and I was gonna. I'll ask you about that formally in the profile, but
yeah.
You can tell me now.
I've got it. No, I've got an insane story to tell you. Well, there's a reason why I'm playing Meteora.
My card's cringe to me, but I mean, you'll change my opinion.
Well, I try to push my deck building every time I take this deck to another level for the tournament that I'm playing at, and so like you will buy my reasoning on Meteora once I tell you why I play it.
All right, salesman, we'll see. Oh, Eclipse. Yo, dude, my boy Angel was telling me all about Book of Books. I love it, too. I've been playing it as well in Drytron, even though I'm playing... I've been, like, leaning towards going back to Chaos Max Lock and just playing, like, the one of Mewtwo and shit. But, maybe
dude,
you'll change my mind again.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I love Mewtwo. Like, I really do. Like, I think that card is broken as hell. I think it's everything. Well, that's not everything that I wanted. Obviously, if it didn't have the machine lock, that'd be incredible. But I think Mewtwo lets the deck play on an axis before that. Like, well, I don't think a lot of Drytron players are ready to embrace, but it's a good way to play the deck. Like, it lets you grind like insane. Like, your grind game now is even better than it was before. So, yeah.
I agree with that, for sure. I think the grind game that you're awarded is absolutely insane. Oh, there it is. The super rare Harpy's Feather Duster you got in there.
Yeah, it's in there.
It's gonna be in every fucking list you play, I already know. How was playing Triple Lancia? Like, what was the logic behind that? What match was that for?
Fuck Ritual Beast.
Okay, yeah, leave it. Yeah, fair enough. Did you play against it at all?
No, but I was very scared of that deck because, like, other than Deep Fissure, like, oddly enough, Deep Fissure is not that big of a problem. Because, you know, we're the Zeus deck, so, like, you can wind up Zeusing them, getting all your materials back in the graveyard because you'll detach your Drytron names. Like, you can play around Deep Fissure, like, a decent amount. The card you cannot play around is freaking Shifter and Protos. Like, how do you beat Protos?
Yeah, dude, Protos is horrifying.
It's an incredibly scary card, and I don't, and you know my idea on hand traps. Like, the hand traps that I play in Drytron are things like Lancias and Drolls and super high impact because you want to either see cards or stop your opponent from playing. So a card I was really close to playing was Molt Charmy, but wound up not playing it.
Now that the new set is out, are you gonna play the new hand trap? I guess Chummy.
I haven't decided whether or not it's a main deck card or a side deck card yet. In Drytron, I think in a lot of other decks it's just a main deck card, but in Drytron I'm not sure yet. So that's something I need to test. Maybe that makes me stupid, but I don't like to preemptively like make decisions on what cards I think are playable or not until I actually get to play them.
That's very fair.
But in theory, Drytron's really good into the new Molt Charmy.
Oh yeah, because we don't have to play into it hard at all.
Nope.
Like one.
Yeah, or just turn skip them, which is really insane.
If you're you know, seeing a 3 of in 51, yes.
Yeah.
But how talented were you? Were you seeing 3 of in 51 pretty often?
Well, I didn't need to turn skip them with the Featherstorm every time, but if you draw it, you change your inboard like almost entirely. So if you draw
you will opt to do it. You'll just opt. If you see it, you get hand trapped. That is the new game plan. Yeah,
100%. Yeah.
Okay.
And then if
I guess Cash isn't really around to punish you anymore.
Well, and then also, I'm sure I'll explain this in the deck profile, the actual one, but like the biggest deal is not the thrust for the Featherstorm. That's just icing on the cake. That's like you know what I mean? But the decks that shifter you, right? All you have to do is search Lancia. Lancia's an FTK against Ritual Beast. Fuko plus Lancia against Tenpai lets your materials go back to the graveyard under Shifter, and then Tenpai just ends on Seal and Pass. So
someone DM me. Let's see if they said something illegal. The Weather Painters are the GOAT deck. Oh, Alex. Oh, Alex. Exorus, what's up, dude? Dave, good to see you, dog. Hello, everybody. Listen, if you're joining on YouTube, do me a favor right now and say what's good in the chat. I want you to say what's good in chat. If you're joining in YouTube right now, we've got a real fucking treat on our hands. If you don't know who the man, I'm pointing in the wrong direction. Hang on. There we go. This man right here, Mr. Miles, one of, if not the greatest. So, hot take. Probably the greatest Drytron player in North America.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
oh my god.
I mean, that's
thank
not a
you.
hot take.
Thank you. I appreciate it. That makes my heart flutter. Oh my god.
You name one better. Like, you literally, I don't think we can. When we talk about the world, we get a little sketchy, right? Because we got Jordy, we got Ben, but like
I think my innovation in deck building is the only thing that maybe puts me a leg above a few people. But I love Jordy. Jordy and me like are kindred spirits in terms of like how we like to build this shit. So.
I love Jordy's logic too. Yeah, I haven't had him himself on in a while. Last you know, formally designated Drykage I had on was Ben, and he did like, you know, post Rhoda like 100-man tournament. I
like Ben too, but Ben likes hand traps.
Yeah, he do.
I'm not a hand trap duelist.
Fair. I guess it ebbs and flows for me.
Yeah.
Anyway, we are all set, ready to rock and roll. We've got everything good to go here. Let me just share my screen. You can do a quick little validation to make sure.
Yeah, let's do it. Here, give me 1 second. I'll be right back.
Yeah, do what you gotta. Perfect. Bada bing. I'll just get that shared up. Oh, pfft, I made his face go away. There we go. All right. Let's say what's good to people in chat right now. Your builds are freaky. Oh, Ben's in chat too. Let's go. Yo, Ben's here, dog.
Yeah, what up? Oh, glad he can judge my list.
He's saying you're freaky, dog. He's saying you're freaky.
I know. I am. But Ben will like the logic, I swear.
All right. Yeah, let me take this down one note, and I'm gonna pause the music. 51. Yeah, no, the 51 card thing has it's got me thinking myself as well. What is this sauce, dude? Oh my god, this is the saucy shit that got top 16 at the Cancun. Yo, how was turnout at Cancun?
It was like 400 players, I think, like almost flat or maybe a little under it. It was a small YCS, but honestly, I was telling people, I saw a lot of hot takes on Twitter after the tournament, and I was very pleasantly surprised by the quality of player that I played around in Swiss. Like we played 9 rounds of Swiss because it was a smaller YCS. But the quality of player was very good, and before the tournament, I heard lots of negative talk about Central America and the player quality, and that was not my experience. I thought the players were really strong. So
you hearing that, everybody? Stop talking shit about Central America. They got some good mofo's.
They do got some good, bro. I'll give you this a little. I don't know if we officially started the profile yet, but I'll give you a little breakdown of this Salamangre player I played against. Oh my god. He was like he made Salad look like the coolest deck I've ever seen in my life. I swear it. I mean, that's never true, but he made it look really cool, and he was a really good player. But yeah, so.
Excellent. No, listen, and we can talk about that. Do you have your let me just ask you before we get started. Do you have your matchups like written down somewhere?
Yeah. I got them written down. I got some shoutouts written down too. So.
Perfect. You know the deal. We're gonna start with shoutouts. We're gonna do matchups at the end.
Yeah.
And all right, let's get ready to start recording. Ladies and gentlemen, we are live right now on YouTube and Twitch if you are just joining us now. And if you have a question that you want to ask for Miles, maybe Miles, I might not keep this part for the video itself, but maybe if you're down to stick around at stream at the end and answer some audience questions, would you be amenable to that?
Yeah, we can do that. That's cool.
Cool. All right, everybody. So you got an incentive to stick around. All right, everybody. We are going to start the recording right now. Ladies and gentlemen, what's going on? It's your boy LoganJYA, and I'm honored and privileged to be joined by the man, the myth, the legend, Miles, who may very well be the greatest Drytron player in North America. Miles, I want to say first and foremost to you, congratulations on getting top 16 at the YCS Cancun, and I want to ask you, my friend, how are you doing? How are you feeling after such another remarkable accomplishment?
Feeling great. I really wish I could have taken this home. Once I got the top 32 and won my top 32 match, I felt like my deck was built really well to do what I wanted it to do, and it had been doing it all day. Um, and I thought I would make it deeper. I wound up losing just a heartbreaker game in top 16, game three. My opponent drew Imperm, Veiler, Druis Worm, and I played through Imperm, Veiler. When he impermed me twice, I was like, oh god, the game's over. Because I had an extra extender, so I was just going to extend, summon out Tribute to Benton, and then Tribute Summon for Vantage Roller, because he impermed me. I'm like, the odds he has a third imperm in his deck, and he's playing hand traps, so I know there's no board breakers. Or the odds that there are board breakers are low. So I'm like, I'm just going to Tribute Summon for Vantage Roller. So I send Zeta to the graveyard. I go to summon it. He freaking Druis Worms me. So I was like, oh my god. So I made a little knight, banishes Druis Worm, pass back to him. He's got one card in hand. He draws, and he has freaking Dark Beckoning Beast and 1-for-1. So I lose.
Oh my god.
It's so
This guy's
heartbreaking.
built different. Jesus.
He god-handed me. He god-handed, and I wasn't even reading Druis because he held it for so long because he wanted to use the imperms first. But
Understandable.
oh well, it happens. And I'll get him next time. We're gonna win it. We're gonna win the YCS one day.
Yeah, exactly. Listen, if there's any man who's built for the job, it's our man Miles, and we'll talk more about the matchups in detail a little bit later on. But you guys can see the profile on the stream. You're not going to want to click off here yet because we're going to get in all to the deep, juicy details. You need to understand the logic behind the decisions here because you're looking at this list right now. Your head might be spinning, but don't worry, we're going to break it down for you. Before we do that, Miles, who you want to shout out?
All right, we'll do some quick shout outs. So my biggest shout out goes to my teammate Bryce. Bryce spent lots of hours testing with me, lots of hours theory crafting stuff with me. Last minute, he told me, do not play Daruma Cannon in the main deck, even though I love Daruma Cannon. He was like, you got to play Featherstorm. I thought about it. The logic made too much sense, so I decided to play Featherstorm. We talked about every card in this deck, essentially, for hours on end, and he really helped me craft it. So big major shout out to Bryce. I think he's one of the best deck builders in Houston. Shout out to my other teammates, Colby and Austin. Shout out to my former teammate, Corey. He quit the team, took a break from YuGiOh, unfortunately, to pursue his job stuff, but he's still a great friend of mine. Shout out to James, Cody Eckenhorst, and Talm. They all helped me test at various points. Shout out to the people who I stayed with in Cancun, who were not my teammates, but they were great hosts, and they really were supportive the whole weekend, were Zachary Rodriguez and David Flores, some Houston legends, and Braden, who's a really sweet kid, and he'll get his top cut soon. And then also, really quick, rapid round, Jason, Anthony, Brenner, Samuel Burke, William, Ibra Wayne, Brent, Preston, Danny, and some etc. ones on there. They were all really supportive. Sent me messages after the YCS, and they're really supportive and cool. So,
yeah, bless up, bless up. Too many folks to run back through. Just going to say bless up to the homies. Excellent,
exactly, there you go.
Good stuff. All right, well, without further ado, let's dive on into the list, and you know how we do things. I am going to run through the cards, but we're going to be pausing for questions as we go through. First and foremost, I'm not going to waste time. You can see the Drytron lineup here. We got three of all the cool guys, right? Triple Alpha, Zeta, Gamma, Delta, Triple Newtwo. This is a Newtwo dedicated build. We got your one-of copy of your Sartron. This is the ratio we went in with in a 51-card deck. We can talk more so about the math that goes behind this a little bit later. I'm going to finish up with the monsters real quick. We got one of the year Sartron, which we know ends up being a pretty essential combo piece and extender. We got Lance, you have locked and loaded alongside the Vanity's Ruler, double copies of Diviner, and then for our ritual lineup, one Draco Nids, one Big Daddy, one Natasha, and Triple Ben 10 in the main for the Newtwo build, as well as the Magic Key package, that being Mr. Beta Buster and the Unlocking. So let's pause here real quick to talk about the logic behind the ratio here. First and foremost, we're maxing out on all of the good names. I feel like this probably doesn't require too much of an explanation, but if you'd like to divulge a little bit more of your inspiration as to why you landed on this number, I want to turn it over to you.
Okay, so I've always been a fan of running all three of all the hard names, even back in the day. I mean, this is an aggressive deck. You want to see the names because the names have to attribute themselves. That's how Drytrons work. And Newtwo just lets you bridge all the other names to every other name. So I really like playing Newtwo. I think that card is a really cool way to play the deck. And also, and this is obviously weird, and I know it's weird. And so I wanted to partially explain some of the weirdness, but Newtwo is also probably the best Drytron to draw into Shifter. And so I knew that because Yubel was the best deck, and Yubel usually has to pass on Shifter, unless you were doing like a weird combo like Pack or Sam were doing at the tournament, you technically just passes on Shifter. There's not much they can do. So what you can do in this deck is you can go, play a Drytron field spell or use Alpha to tribute something, special out Mewtwo, search another name, summon that name, attributing to the Benton, you search with Alpha, and then slap the Mewtwo on top of the Alpha to make Fuko, and now you have Fuko Lancia. And any deck that shifted you, usually this format, can't beat Fuko, and they can't beat Lancia. So that's how I was dealing with the counter matchups to YuBell that I was expecting people to play in this region. So I guess that also went into my deck building strategy too, was realizing that I felt like going into it, this is going to be a really rogue heavy region, and oddly enough, it was not. But there was a lot of Tenpai and a lot of Fiendsmith YuBell, so I didn't hate maining the Lancia for either of those matchups either, because oddly enough, the Lancia, if they're on the double Yama play, cuts them off from that. If they're on it cuts them off on Gruesome Gravestormer, so they usually can't get to Varudris. So if you're hard drawn against that matchup, it's not terrible. It's not like the greatest thing, but it does cut them off from an inboard piece that's hard to deal with. And so for all those reasons, I really want to draw Mewtwo. Bringing it out from the deck too is also really broken. So Mewtwo lets me play through Shifter really, really well by giving me additional names, especially the name that gets me to Benton that also gets me to Lancia. So it bridges that whole line together to help me beat Shifter decks. So.
And that's very fond logic, right? Because you got to think about it, and I really like your perspective on it, right? So you anticipated seeing a lot of rogue given the region that the tournament was taking place in, and that influenced how you ended up building the deck for the event itself. I want to pivot again real quick. We got triple Ben 10 and Natasha all in the main as well. We've seen a lot of players though who are choosing to go with the Mewtwo build, pivot away from Ben 10 and Natasha. So
that's an error.
Let's hear about it. Okay, you say it's an error. Let's hear why.
Okay. I think it is a massive error because I already know right off the bat, two of the decks in the format, the best counter matchup to YuBell is probably Tenpai. And Tenpai makes weird game states because they have the guys that can't be destroyed by battle. They get the synchro in your battle phase. If they have Chundra and all that they're stupid cards that synchro. And YuBell has a bunch of Spirit Reapers, so they're annoying to deal with. So what the game plan with Natasha was always, if I'm in a game state that I'm finding hard to navigate, she solves it, right? So you're not going to have Droplet every time. You're not going to have Book of Eclipse every time. You're not going to have access to Dark Roller to clean up those game states. So on the subsequent turns where after you've done your initial combo, you have all four of the regular names in your graveyard almost always immediately, right? So like I can play my turn 2 without Mewtwo if needed. And so Natasha was probably the most clutch ritual monster, maybe the most clutch monster in general in this deck, maybe other than Lancia, but she was amazing. I won several games in game 3s in time with her that I probably would have won either way, but with the new rules, like you just need to be able to win in time. And so I did not regret playing Natasha, not one bit. You're going to have weird game states where, like, if you could have just stolen Chundra and taken a tuner off the Tenpai board, that you win those games where you would have lost them otherwise. And so I'm a big believer in Natasha still. I think she definitely earned her spot. I've considered cutting her before too, and then I cut her and hated it. And I was losing a lot of games that I could have won otherwise. So she's absolutely still has a spot in this deck. So,
and I really like that logic as well. And I feel as though when I cut Natasha from a Drytron build, it does feel like a part of myself is missing. The soul of the deck.
Oh my god, she's awesome.
Is gone. And I like how you point out the fact that this is a supplemental board breaker that's in archetypal. Really, it really is. So, yeah.
Well, like I said, you just get into these situations now where the board state is not clean. It's not like it's not a board state you can just chop through. And like you don't want a Little Knight because that you can't kill them. So you want something like Natasha. And I used her a lot. Over the weekend. So
heck yeah. And we'll hear all about that in a little bit. I want to speed run real quick through the spells. Actually, no, I don't, because I want to pause No. You know what? I'm gonna speed through run through the rest of the list, and then I want to talk about end boards and stuff. But let's get through the spells real quick. Good consistency cards. We got triple emergency, triple nova, going double Fafnir. Only one Meteonis, everybody.
Oh.
Only one. It's all you need. Please stop playing two. Learn the lesson.
I did. That's my fault. So I used to play two.
I know you did, and you learned the lesson. Thank God.
Well, you don't have to play two anymore. It was correct, but now it's not. So.
All right. We can agree to disagree on that.
Okay.
Moving on. Foolish, called by triple droplet, triple talent, double thrust, the one of Dank Ruler, and then 2 copies of the Book of Eclipse. So I'm gonna say this: you got very creative when it came to the ratios on the board breakers. And I'll lump the traps in here real quick too. We got the unlocking window that goes with Beto Buster, and we got the Harpy's Feather Storm. For those of you who frequent the channel, you know what the heck this is for. You look into the extra deck real quick. We not got one; we got 2 targets for this mofo in the form of Fuko as well as a Laralisk Assembled Nightingale. I want to spend some time talking about your ratios for board breakers here, how you landed on these numbers here. We chose to max out talents. I can kind of understand why. It's serving double duty going first or going second. The 1 of Dark Ruler and the 2 of Book of Eclipse is interesting to me. What led you to, A, picking these cards as your board breakers, and B, landing on these numbers in your 51 card pile?
Yeah, so I knew that if I won the die roll against YuGiOh, and I was able to get to my end board, I wasn't going to lose anyway. And I'd already embraced the fact that, like, I was more than likely going to go to a bunch of game 3s against YuGiOh, but if I won the die roll, it was going to be way more in my favor than if not, especially post-sighting since I have D-Barrier, which I think is actually super underrated against YuGiOh. There's a lot of things they cannot do if they can't fusion summon, so I really love D-Barrier against them. So Game 3s, I was not worried, especially with Sphere Mode coming in my deck and increasing my ratios even higher of going second board breakers. And the other copy of Thrust and the other copy of Dark Ruler. So I embraced Game 3. I think I've talked to you this about before. Like, I don't stress when I get to go to Game 3 in this deck. But I wanted an amount of board breakers that fulfilled the role that they were good going first and good going second, with Dark Ruler being the only exception to that rule, where it's really only good going second. That's why I'm only playing 1 copy of it as a searchable thrust target. I was on 3 Book of Eclipse. Last minute, literally maybe 20 minutes before I filled my deck list out, I decided to go to 3 Ben 10. I was on 2. And the only reason I did that was because I was planning to try and play around more shifter decks, and opening Ben 10 makes that way easier. And so I decided that I was just going to embrace playing 1 fewer going second card for a card that let me beat those really awful matchups that played shifter. And so that's the 3rd Ben 10 would have been a 3rd Book of Eclipse, like literally 30 minutes prior.
It's also we can also mention the fact that it's the third Natasha steal, which is also
correct, and that
pivotal.
And that came up. Oh my God! One time at the tournament, this dude was like, "What does Natasha do?" Oh my God, makes my heart like just freaking flutter out of my chest.
You're gonna learn today, son. You're gonna learn today.
And I told him, I was like, "You need to read the card because you're not gonna believe me if I tell you." So I stole 3 of his guys and killed him. But yeah, so I was happy to play the 3 Ben 10. Yeah, tough lesson, definitely a lesson learned for him. But yeah, so I was really close to playing the 3rd Book of Eclipse. Went with a little extra engine this time around, but I wouldn't fault anyone for playing a 3rd Book of Eclipse because that card serves really awesome double duty in this deck. Because you can go Nova, summon Mewtwo. Now a lot of people are tempted to Imperm your Mewtwo. Yeah. And then you just Book of Eclipse it, and then you keep playing. And that's so rewarding. That's
it's
really
broken.
Good.
You sack the Mewtwo, bring it right back.
It's so stupid. It's insane. So. Yeah, but I really like Book of Eclipse. I really wish I could have fit a 3rd, but crunching the numbers on 52, it's not worth it to add the 52nd card. So we didn't want to.
Okay, all right. And before we move on to, we're going to do extra then side. Before we move on, is there anything you would find yourself changing in the main deck for the future?
I really, really like this main deck. I think the one thing that I will point out is that I think me doing the Magic Key thing is a little bit off what I think most people are trending towards, which is the Secret Village combo. And I tested the Secret Village combo, obviously. But one thing that I really valued is my extra deck. And the Secret Village combo takes up like 3 slots in your extra. And so I wanted the Lyrilisk Bird, which oddly enough didn't come up very often, but in testing, having 2 cards that stall out Tenpai did come up. And so I wanted that little extra utility of having Intis in my extra, and I loved Dawn Dragster. That card was awesome all day. And so I like the utility in my extra deck. I didn't like the Secret Village took a lot of that away from me. And oddly enough, the unlocking card, one of the reasons why we decided to play over 44 was a couple things. I played the 44 card build that I told you I was testing before at locals like a couple times, and I kept drawing Zeta and Ritual Spell together, and it was tilting me out.
Hate that.
It was tilting me out. So I was like, no, I got to increase the deck size. So we had been testing 51 for a long time. And the other reason why I like unlocking, besides the fact that if you're playing a bigger deck, you can hide it, and I get my extra deck utility by playing the Magic Key stuff, is that it changes attributes. And I don't know if you knew this, but changing attributes against YuGiOh or any deck that plays Fiendsmith is really good. So they can't make a lot of their stuff.
That's what Angel told us not too long ago with his regional list, is the secret effect, and it's not even a secret anymore. It's honestly one of the main incentives for playing the package now, is the Magic Key shifting out, call Divine, call something that will blatantly F over your opponent. Did you find yourself more oftentimes than not calling Divine with the unlocking?
Yeah, I just call Divine every time.
Yeah, fair enough. There's not really any there's no way you really get punished for calling something else. Anyway, let's move on to the extra. I think it was a good pivot because we were talking about Dawn Dragster. I want to move over the extra deck here. We've got the Dawn Dragster alongside the 2 Herald targets, being Entis and Herald of the Arclight. Anima, IP, SP, Dynamundo, the Phoenix. I know you're a huge fan of Phoenix. Access Code Talker, Access Code Smack Talker, where I'm going to be talking smack about this guy in a little bit, especially seeing that you're playing no Link 3s and still choosing to go for Access Code. I'm going to clown you a little bit. I'm like, bro, come on, you don't
It's the right call.
Laurel Sword.
It's the right
come
call.
on. Oh my god. All right, we'll talk about it. 2 copies of Moy Beta, 1 Downard, and then again, you've already kind of alluded to this, but the 1 Lyrilisk as well as Fuko alongside Zeus. We are the Zeus deck. You're playing 2 means of getting to it, as well as 2 means of, as you put it, stalling out Tenpai. Do you feel as though that dedicating these 2 slots to these rank 1s was worthwhile, or would you see yourself swapping that?
I still would. I think Lyrilisk is like the 15th extra dex card for me. It was very close between her and Underworld Goddess.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, it was very close. I wound up on her because, like I said, I expected there to be a lot of Tenpai, which there was. And I like the ability to Zeus with her other than Fuko, because sometimes you need her to get through like those weird board states again to attack directly over things that you can't. You don't want to run your Fuko into weird stuff. So she just bypasses all that. And so I like her. Like I said, she's probably like the 15th extra deck slot. Like she's cuttable. Like she could be a Link 3. I did test Unicorn still. She could be the Underworld Goddess. There's a few things she could be, but or if you wanted to, you could do a little more engine and you could play the statue Azaroon and make that Silhouette Rabbit. That was actually really close too.
Would that F up your math a little bit if you were introducing another brick into the main?
Yeah, I'd play 60.
Okay.
So those 3 cards, I think, like Silhouette Rabbit, Underworld, a Link 3, like those would all be contenders for that slot. But I don't regret playing her. I doubt any of those other cards would have come up very often either. But yeah, so.
Fair enough. Let's pivot. Let's pivot to Smack Talker here. Playing Access Code. We're not playing any Link 3s. It makes it a little bit trickier to close out games, arguably so. Or at least maybe that's what the uneducated eye would be thinking. How about you educate us real quick, Miles? Why is Access Code Talker correct in your build?
I have to out multiple cards against YuGiOh usually. So if they have a Brute Crow, I'm going to use Phoenix to pop it, probably, and then I'm going to use Access Code to pop the Nightmare Pain so I can try to kill them. So Nightmare Pain's annoying to deal with. Also, this card deals with Floodgates, which Moral Sword does not. So like you can just make Access Code and then banish it off the field to get rid of something that you don't want. If it's Skill Drain or Power Sink Stone or whatever other weird Floodgate or somebody's playing. So also, I just need cards to Link climb up into. And so I never miss game, especially with the 5K guy and the fact we shut out the 4K guy so quickly now. So I'm never missing game, especially with Dad legal. So I did not regret playing this card. He came up way too much. I was popping everybody's field with this. So I I like Moral Sword. I like Moral Sword, but I think Axis Code's just better.
Okay, fair enough, guys. If you need the pops, you know who you're choosing. You're talking. You're going with the smack talker. I think that's all the questions I have for the extra, with one exception being the Dawn Dragster. You alluded to this being phenomenal. Tell me a little bit more about that, especially considering we're also main decking the Vanities ruler. This is going to creep into the discussion of end boards, so if we dive into it a little early, I'm completely okay with that. But Dawn Dragster, how did it perform, and maybe start to tell us what your end boards were looking like?
Yeah. So okay. Well, let's talk about. So I'll explain this in the context of Vanities ruler. So I never ended on Vanities ruler. That is not why he was there. He was there because I didn't know how many people would be playing Bystials, because I didn't know the general like attitude towards them for this tournament. I knew that the last data I had was Lil, YCS Lil, and it was like 50-50 on Bystials. It was like some people played them, some people didn't. And in the situation where you get Bystial, your best bet is to like if you get Bystial a lot, 2 or 3 times, well usually twice. If you get Bystial twice, your best bet, or sorry, not Bystial twice, I apologize. If you get like hand trapped and Bystial, you can usually Little Knight the Bystial and then drop Vanities ruler, right? And so that's usually winds up, he becomes my backup plan. And he's really broken in simplified game states. So they like halfway, usually they're not breaking my board almost ever. But if it's in a simplified game state where you got hand trapped a bunch of times, you set up some form of interaction against them, they weren't able to break through your stuff and kill you, it pop out to you, you go Ben 10, search Vanities Roller, it forces everything out. Like instantly, just searching the card, you know? And so him being just a threat that I could drop made people play really weird, and in my favor. So I did win several games off of him, but he was never my inboard goal, like almost ever. And the reason why is because the inboard I usually tried to end on was IP, Dad, Dawn Dragster, Moo Beta with a negate, Beta Buster with a trap. So
okay, that's a tall order. That's I feel like that doesn't sound like a 2-card combo to me. That sounds like a 3-card combo. Am I at least correct in saying that?
I did that a lot. It's definitely a 2-card. It's like a 2-card combo. I'll have to run through the combo again, but like Drytron to me is like riding a bike. So like.
No, I think you're right. Okay, no,
that's
fair.
I mean?
I think you can do that.
Do you know what I mean? It is like a 2-card. I think it is a 2-card combo. If I'm thinking of it, well, maybe is it?
I'm wondering if you keep the Moy Beta with it or not. If you have Dad and the Moy Beta, that feels like it might not be 2-card. But I could be tripping here. I haven't been playing new 2 build. I've been playing Perfection and Eva.
Right.
Like I'm like a child. I've been out here sitting at the kids' table while all the real Drytron enthusiasts are out there playing with the new toy. All right.
What I was telling my friends I went with, I was like, my inboard's better than yours. They were like, what? We're playing Fiendsmith UL, but I was like, yeah, but my inboard's better. It's like I get a counter trap, I get 2 spell and trap negates. Where's all your spell and trap negates? You got a Varudris, you got 1 and a Desiree.
Exactly.
I have 3 spell and trap negates, and I got 4 monster negates. So.
Yeah, Sugma and Ligma, perfect.
Yeah. But
all right, listen. No, this was good to talk about the M board. I want to run through the side real quick, because I think there's something else in here that may dictate a little bit more of the end board discussion. Quickly, spell and trap removal. We got the Harpy's Feather Duster. This doesn't do it justice. You see this copy here. This man plays a very fancy pants, super rare copy of the Feather Duster. Even though they can't see it, I still want to talk about it.
Appreciate
Triple
it.
copies of the Cosmic, the 1 Dark Ruler, the second copy of Dark Ruler, as well as the 3rd copy of Thrust. I'm going to save this guy. Triple copies of D-Barrier, 2 copies of Lancia, and then triple copies of the Sphere Mode. I saw people asking about this in chat. The last card, I'm calling it card 15. He may disagree with this. We've got Meteora Drytron. This is one of the new support cards that came out alongside Mewtwo. This is also where I want to start our discussion in the side deck. Explain to me the logic of why you are choosing to play this card. I'm going to put this in the context of when I first read this card. I felt like it was the weakest card out of the new support, and I felt as though it didn't have a home in the main, and I sure as hell didn't even think it had a home in the side. In testing, I felt like it restricted the play style a little bit too much, and also, it made it so you had to hold. It cut you back to only 1 ritual summon per turn once again. Tell me why. Tell me why. Explain the decision here.
Okay, so first of all, I think I love doing these types of deck profiles with you because you give me an opportunity to maybe help some people think about the game a little bit differently. So I I don't want to discourage people from thinking about cards in terms of good and bad, because there definitely are some bad cards, and there's obviously a qualitative difference between good and bad. But a lot of cards, especially cards like this one, they have a role and a purpose depending on the context. You know what I mean? So like Meteoroa is an incredible card against certain matchups and especially in certain game states. So I noticed myself not really losing a lot to runic decks, but runic decks. Oh, you timed out to do it.
Miles, I gotta give a quick pause.
Oh, you're good. You're good. You're good.
We're staying on.
Yeah.
I should have just clicked the damn card. We're talking about runic. Here
That's
we
okay.
go.
Yeah. So,
One sec. Logan, remember to cut in here. 3, 2. What?
Oh,
I hit
no.
save. I know it. That's cringe. Should I
know
go
that.
back and grab a screenshot of my own thing?
you probably
Give me 1 minute. This will take 1 minute.
Yeah, you're
Logan,
good.
remember to cut this part. All right. I'm sorry, everybody. I'm killing the flow. I think I can do this off memory. Let's see.
So it's a third cosmic. Got that. Yeah.
No, I should leave it in. Fuck with people. Like, wait, it turned into a Boral.
Yeah.
All right.
Third cosmic. 3D barrier. Dark ruler. Yeah, there you go. Dark ruler. Thrust. Dimensional barrier.
I've killed continuity because this isn't gonna look exactly the same as it was. I triple Lancia, triple Leancia. Oh my god.
Leancia.
There we go. 2 more you, triple sphere mode,
And
then
Meteoroa.
stupid trap card. And I think I also have this in at least close enough to the order it was in. Fuck you, Logan. Learn to spell. There we go. Okay, and then extra. This will only take 2 seconds. Hit the save button, idiot. There we go. I called you Miles per hour. If you're a Sonic fan, maybe you get it. Phoenix. Okay.
Access code.
Targets. Entis. Fucking comma. There we go.
Dragster.
Yep.
Lyrilisk and Downard.
You got it. Look at that. And just like that, only a minute shy, and we're back in action. Everyone, I appreciate... Did I fuck? Oh, okay.
No, you're good. You're good. You're good.
All right. I was like, what did I do? All right. And Downard. Cool. Oh, dude, I gotta start playing. I do play Downard now. I like the idea of playing both of these. I'm definitely gonna steal that one.
Yeah.
Okay. Where we left off, we were talking about the runic matchup as well as Meteor Drytron. Miles, please take it away.
So, if you're playing against runic, this card is incredible because you will always outgrind them. If they banish your ritual spell, you can grab it back with this card because it does not say add Drytron monsters. I feel like a lot of people thought that it said Drytron monsters, but if they go Flashing Fire and they banish Nova and Bright Knight, you can add back Nova and Bright Knight. So your grind game is stupid against runic. You will outgrind runic, which sounds incredible, but this card will let you outgrind runic. And then what you'll wind up doing is like, okay, they'll be like, okay, well, I have to get runic destruction to pop that card. And then you'll just ritual summon out a big ritual on their turn, and then you'll keep Mu Beta on the field. You'll start putting up spell and trap negates that they can't deal with. Eventually you'll drive Vantage Roller so they can't even summon out runic cards, and then you'll kill them. So, like, this card against that deck in particular, I love it for that matchup. And big credit to Meteoroa, because I played against the Salad guy. In game 1, he kicked my butt. And so I don't want to lose, obviously. So game 2, I got double Bestialed. I got DD Crowed on my Ritual spell. And eventually I got back to New 2 during the game. And I go New 2, search Sartron, search Fafnir. Fafnir, search Meteoroa. Got back my Ritual spell. Killed my opponent.
So just having such a clear answer to Medionis being banished, that feels pretty good. Yeah, I'm not going to say I'm sold yet, but you're definitely leaning me more so in the direction.
It is not objectively like an amazing card in all game states. but it's a card that is really good against Runic, and it's really good in game states where, like, if I play game one and my opponent Bistilled me 3 times, I'm like, I'm bringing in Meteoroa, because I want to get my resources back. So I definitely didn't hate this card. I actually really liked it. I only brought it in like a couple times, and I didn't play against any Runic. Well, sorry, I did play against one Runic, but it didn't matter because I just killed the guy. But Meteoroa in testing had come up several times against Runic decks, so I actually really like that card.
I'd say with your side deck, there's no way in hell that you're losing to Runic with how this thing is looking. Let's keep going in the side here. We got the Sphere mode. Opting for Sphere mode, I mean, given what Fiendsmith Yubel chooses to end on, I feel like that makes a lot of sense. I will say this, though. You can't really target this card. Am I correct on that? So you can't Natasha steal this guy.
No, I just usually wind up killing it with access code.
Oh, yeah, that would work. Okay.
Or I wind up just Zeusing them.
Okay.
Yeah. So one thing that Sphere mode does that is really underrated is, like, once you just resolve it, if you can survive against Yubel, their next turn sucks. Like, they don't have anything else in the extra that you're scared of. Once you've outed, like, the Varudris and the Desiree and it's gone, and you've outed, like, a bunch of the other stuff, or the Caesar, like, after that, they don't do anything you're especially super terrified of. Like, you have to play through another Phantom, and that's pretty much it. So, but no, like, if you can outgrind their extra, which is hilarious, but you can outgrind their extra.
That's fair, but I will say that with the caveat of you better not be leaving any big boys on, because you can get gimped real quick.
You definitely can. You definitely can.
All right. One more thing on the side deck before we move into maybe anything else you want to talk about, M boards and matchups and stuff. The two additional Lancias in here. Before we started recording, you were telling me a little bit more why you were choosing to play this. What matchup were these Lancias for?
I'm just really scared of Ritual Beast. I hate Protos. That was a card that needed to stay on the ban list, but this card FTK'd Ritual Beast, and I was just scared of Ritual Beast. So I was like, I wanted a chance to draw a card that let me, skip their turn like they were trying to do to me.
I like that. I love that logic. Okay, my friend. Taking a look at the deck as a whole, anything else that you would see yourself changing in the side or extra?
Yeah, honestly, like, I can't fault myself for playing Cosmic, but that was the card that came up the least in my deck. I was really wishing I had a Lightning Storms, and maybe like a Lava Golem. Like, if I could have done like 2 Lightning Storms and like a Lava Golem, especially since Lightning Storm searchable with Thrust, that would have been cool. But in theory, like I said, I can't fault myself for playing Cosmic because I expected there to be a lot more Runic variants, but there wasn't. So it wound up being kind of bad. The other point people could say was like, well, yeah, but like you can go Dark Ruler and then they go Chain Desiree and you go, okay, Chain Cosmic. But that just doesn't come up that often. I'd rather just tribute off all their stuff right away. Yeah. You know what I mean? So
definitely fair. Okay. Final thing, talking about the deck as a whole, we already spent some time talking about the end boards. When I see this build, 51 cards here, it's a little daunting. Let's talk a little bit about the math here. Before we started recording today, you told me earlier on that seldom did you ever brick, maybe one time in the entirety of the tournament. That's sometimes a little hard to believe when we're looking at something like this. Can you explain a little bit more the logic behind the math and why a build like this works?
Well, the math is that there's half names. So usually in all the builds that I've done well with in the past, and the accepted wisdom on this deck has been that half names or as close to half names as possible is what you want, right? And as long as you resolve a new two, this is the crazy thing about new two. This is why I think this card's incredible, is because Drytrons are just machine ritual dragon rulers, and new two equals basically almost 4 names by itself throughout the course of the combo. And if you just open any other name, you've got every name in rotation. Playing 24 names in 51 is not that far off from the math by doing something like 18 names in 42, or like 20 names in 42, or 21 names in 42. The math is like negligible at that point. And so I'm close to half names, very close to half names. And then my engine is about the same engine as it would be in like your typical ratio, which would be something like what? like the 9 or 10 non-engine you get in like 42 or 40. Because usually Drytron can only afford to play something like Talents, Droplet, and like 2 other non-engine pieces.
Right.
And so the math in 51 with my non-engine is almost about the same. Like I said, the only thing I opted for was I opted for a little more engine than non-engine by playing the third Benton over the third Book of Eclipse, but like the math is so marginal at that point, I decided to keep doing that. And additionally, there were a couple cards I didn't want to draw, at least going first. Like I would much rather search my Lancia. I'd much rather search my Vantage Ruler if I needed it. I'd much rather search my my Magic Key unlocking. So increasing the deck size made that, and it reduces redundancy too. Because I'm playing a bunch of 3-of names, it's really nice to draw, you know, Alpha, New2, Cyber Emergency, Thrust, and Book of Eclipse. But it's terrible to draw double Zeta, Alpha, you know, Talents. You know what I mean? So like
You are burying your deck in diversity in a way, and that is helping your overall consistency. Don't be fooled by the big number here. The big number is an asset, not a detriment.
I didn't really get to talk about it, but I told you before we started the deck profile, I was like within a few minutes of playing a 60 card build, you know, and I'd been doing really good. I played a lot online, and I was climbing up to decently high ranks on a bunch of the sims, just playing 60 card builds. So I think the direction that this deck can take now with New2, like it's odd because like the lock is really xenophobic. You know, it locks you into machine rituals, so like we can't do cast max stuff anymore. But the deck building possibilities are opened. You know, at least in terms of size, in my opinion.
Everyone, the note that Miles wants to go out on is that size does matter. Okay. All right. No, this is excellent. All right, I want to transition over real quick. Let's talk a little bit about your matchups throughout the tournament. How many rounds were we facing down? And if you can recall them, let's take a trip through what your day looked like.
Yeah, so I played 9 rounds of Swiss, 2 rounds on Top Cut. I went 7-1-1 in Swiss. My one draw was to the Salad player, and that was because I was literally at the point where I knew his deck was built to beat mine, because that one game I told you about the Meteora thing.
Yeah.
Literally, game 1, it was like hand trap, draw in the main deck. So I was like, this guy's main decking draw. This is crazy. And so I was like, I am fine with a draw against this guy because I think he just straight up has a deck built to destroy mine. So the draw was totally welcome in that matchup. But I played against Tenpai, the first 4 rounds of the tournament. I think over the course of this tournament, I got shifted like a total of 10 times, and I only lost a shifter 1 time.
Damn, bro!
Yeah.
Built different.
Well,
You're shifting the shifters.
It's the Lancia. So I played against Tenpai, Sprite, Live Twin, Runic. Round 5, so he had the same record as me. He was X1. I lost my round 2 and then went undefeated until top 16. Then I played against Salad after the Sprite 12th turn Runic player. Then I played against 3 Fiendsmith Yubel players in a row. That was to get to Top Cut. And then I played against a Kashtira deck in Top Cut. He shifted me. I beat him. Then I played against Fiendsmith Yubel in the top 16, and that's where I lost my heartbreaker game 3. I really felt like I was going to win the tournament. I really did. But yeah, so 4 Tenpai, 4 Fiendsmith Yubels, 1 Sprite, Lifetime Runic, 1 Salad, and 1 Kashtira.
Excellent. So, well, you've already told us why the Salamangreat matchup was so memorable. Is there any other memorable moments that you want to call explicit attention to?
I played against a lot of really cool guys, and the language barrier wasn't as big of an issue. I just had a great experience. Great tournament experience. The Central American players were real impressive. Enjoyed playing against them. They're really cool guys. I don't know. I had a lot of great duels at this tournament. So I don't want to make this tournament, or sorry, I don't want to make this deck profile go on forever and ever. But really great tournament. I had a lot of great moments. I'll probably share them with you off the deck profile. But yeah, so awesome tournament.
You got it, brother. And I think that's a great note to go out on, everybody. I want you all to do me a favor. Give Miles the praise he deserves in the chat, in the comments. Let this man know he's always continuing to innovate on the front of Drytron, one of the most brilliant minds to ever pick up the deck. Miles, I want to congratulate you once again on your excellent performance, and thank you so very much for taking the time to share all this valuable information with everybody who's going to watch this, man. You are the GOAT. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem.
All right, everybody, we're going to round out the video here. LoganJYA signing off. A great day, and we'll see you beautiful people later. Peace. All right, video done, sir. Excellent work. As always.
Do we got
I didn't even look at how long we were going for, but I'm guessing you probably did. How long was that?
I don't know. I have no idea. I'm a yapper, so.
Nah, dude, but in like the best of ways. Yo, do you mind if I drop this? I see Hanko Chow is joining us on the Twitch chat, and I know he loves to do the write-ups and stuff for TCG Player. I don't know if he's drafting anything right now, but would it be okay if I drop the link to make his life a little easier?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's cool.
Cool. Hanko, remember who hooked you up, all right? And remember to do this, because the shit is fucking nuts, dude. Like, if you're looking for some content, dog, we fucking got you, man. Holy shit. Just peep that shit. That is freshly cooked, dude. Fresh out the fucking kitchen. All right. See, I can start swearing again, because we're off. Oh, wait. I'm still on YouTube, but I'm not doing the video anymore. Yeah. All right. Brother, is it cool if we do a quick little bit of Q&A? Or if you're running out of time, that's totally cool, too. We can save it for another day.
No, I can hang out for another 15-ish minutes, yeah.
Perfect. All right. So we're going to... Everybody, now, I did say we're going to do a little bit of Q&A. Miles is gracing us with a little bit of extra time, and I did see some questions come into the chat earlier. So this one's, I guess, a pretty easy question, but, you know, not to the untrained eye. What's the purpose of playing the Drytron in a build like this?
Drytron is a really good extender, especially since it bridges in my deck to Meteoroa against those runic matchups. But he gives you an extra body, which is the extra body is what gets you to IP plus the 3 spell and trap negates. So
yes, thank you. It was a 2-card combo. I was completely lying. I always forget about this effing guy because I don't like him as a card. But yes,
yeah,
100%.
So right. to end on the 3 spell and trap negates, plus the IP, plus the dad, you pat the player Drytron.
Fair enough. All right. Anybody else in chat? Feel free to throw up your questions. I know we had some other ones coming in right now, so I'm going to scroll on back up and see if anybody else has a question. Throw it on in there, like the combo of Lancia and Fuko, so you don't lose the names. I love that as well. Why not play 1 Talents and 3 Thrust?
Why not play 1 Talents and 3 Thrust?
Yeah, I feel like I'll let you answer.
Thrust is the objectively just better card to draw when you go first, especially since you're guaranteed to get the 2 cards versus Thrust, where if you draw going first, you can only really get Featherstorm. And so I wanted Thrust more for that, but Talents, if I get ashed, I can definitely draw 2, or I can definitely look at your hand. Whereas Thrust gets its major value into a board in this case. So
that's right. Yeah, 100%.
And of course, like I bring in the 3rd Thrust games 2 and 3 no matter what. Because then its value is increased significantly, especially since if I'm going first, I'm bringing in more traps to search, and if I'm keeping it in going second because now they'll have a board for sure that I get to break. So, yeah. So the third Talents is just way more applicable in game states where you're going first, game 1 at least.
Awesome. Okay, and we've got some really fun questions coming in now, too. I want to turn over to a fun one that came in from Twitch. If you guys would make a tier list post-Rhoda, what tier is Drytron on? I'm going to answer second. I'll let you go first, Miles. What do you think?
High tier 2.
High tier 2? Honestly, that's roughly where I'd place it as well. I think that it actually gets significantly better as more people start to play the new hand trap. I'm seeing that I apologize everyone if my audio was coming in a little light. My mic was a bit further away this time around, but I'm gonna have to fix that in post, no big deal. Yeah, dude, that fucking new hand trap, dude, we can play around that shit so easy compared to everybody else.
And I'm considering, like, with the way that Featherstorm performed at this tournament, I'm considering citing more copies of it. Because now we just have a million level 1s, especially if you play new 2, that you can stick for free. And so, like, I'm just thinking about side decking 2 more Featherstorm or something and just skipping people's turn when they Fuaros me.
I dig that. I really, really dig that. All right, everybody. I've got another question. Oh, some other great questions that came in.
I saw Ben on YouTube.
Yes, asking about the Ultimate Slayer.
Yeah. Dude, Ben, you're a fucking legend too. You're a beast. I know. I followed your stuff. So.
What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on the fucking card?
Okay, so do you know Ultimate Slayer was the last card that I cut from my side deck? Because I've been testing it for a while, and it was really good. It was really good. It wound up being that Sphere Mode plus Dark Ruler, I think, were just better options, and I wanted going first cards, and so I couldn't devote my whole side deck to going second cards. And that's why I played 3D Barrier. If I didn't play the 3D Barrier, there'd probably be like 2 Ultimate Slayers in there.
Understandable.
But I loved Ultimate Slayer. It was really good in testing.
Will you be playing this build of Drytron going into the new format?
I don't know if I'll be playing this build, but I don't even think. I think maybe. Man, I have to see what the Azamina shit does. But
I have no clue. I personally have no clue. Couldn't help you.
I was too busy prepping for this event to be looking into the Roto format. But if it's a deck that loses to Sphere Mode, I mean, we probably still have be all right.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
But I'm not sure.
Generally speaking, though, you're going to keep playing Drytron?
Yeah, for the most part. I really like Memento. But you know me, I can't stay away from the ritual machines.
Absolutely. I mean, you do it better than most, my friend. All right, what do you think about Instant Fusion in this deck? I've got my thoughts on this one, but what do you think?
Instant Fusion. So, Bryce, the guy who helped me build the deck, he was a big fan of Instant Fusion for a long time, but it's a good card. I don't like that it takes an extra deck slot in a deck that's already like itching for extra deck slots. So, yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't play it. It's a little less flexible too than Called by the Grave, whereas like it's really only super good going first. Whereas Called by the Grave, I can set it. You know, I guess it's an extender when you go first too, because you'll set up Dad and then link it off. But I don't know, probably not worth it because it eats that extra deck slot.
Fair enough. Okay, let's see if we have any other questions, guys. It's going to be the last call for questions, everybody. This is going to be the last call so we can let... Miles had a long day today, you know, getting home and shit, so I want to let the man off.
I saw some dude said in the 60-card builds, are you playing grass? Yes, that card's insane.
Dude. Oh,
yeah.
My God. Oh, I want to think about it. Listen, I actually... You know, call me crazy. I actually think that 60-card Drytron with grass is like kind of shit. Like, I actually don't think it's good. I feel like you're gonna end up milling things that you really don't want to mill, like milling Ben 10s and milling your ritual spell and then only getting to use it once. Like, maybe that makes me ignorant, but
no, I don't think it makes you ignorant. That does pop up. The cool thing though about 60 is like if you're going second, you have like just an insane thrust target. You just thrust for that thing, and then you just mill 5 Drytrons, and then you're just off to the races.
Yeah. Oh, fair. Okay, guys. Last call. 3 Fafnirs exceed ever a good idea?
I will never play 3 Fafnir XYZs. It does not come up enough to matter, like almost ever. What's the...
I want to loop back around to the Instant Fusion question. The reason why I was gonna say that it's not worth it is because it's the fucking extra deck slot. Like, do you really want to dedicate the extra deck slot to a one of?
Yeah. How well does this version play around Nib? In my opinion, very well. But maybe I don't know. Maybe it's just the way I'm playing it. But I beat Nib almost every time.
Fair. Were you eating the Nib or were you putting up the Dad beforehand?
I usually have Dad up beforehand, or sometimes sometimes what you can do is you can go for the new 2 combo where you add Ursartron, and then Ursartron grabs Nova, and then just keep comboing. If they nib you, then you have Nova still. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So then you can Nova out a name, make IP, do other shit. So sometimes you just hold that Nova until you stick Dad, and then they're cooked. What thoughts on Magical Springs? Ja. Oh my God, dude, your chat's smart because I tested Magical Springs.
Angel was playing it, dude, at the last event he was at, and he said it was filthy. He was getting like fucking graceful charity levels of draws off that bitch.
So I tested Magical Spring, and actually what made me decide not to play it was the fact that I couldn't destroy Nightmare Pain on the same turn I used it. And so I just needed to destroy Nightmare Pain. But Magical Spring is a really sweet card. I was very close to playing it, but in testing, these other cards are better, like Spear Mode and Dimensional Barrier and stuff.
I want to loop two questions together because I saw this one coming earlier and I forgot to call attention to it. So we have someone in chat asking if Orange Herald is weak right now, and I want to loop that into a previous question, which is the Herald of Perfection build dead?
Okay, so let's see. On the first question about Herald of Orange, I had tested one copy of Herald of Orange, but it just felt like adding an unnecessary card to the deck to play around a card that I was already beating a lot, which was Nib.
Mm-hmm.
So, it really wasn't in contention to make this deck list.
Right, let's pivot to the other one though. Perfection build. Your thoughts?
Not dead, not dead, but it's not better than Mewtwo.
You might piss some people off by saying that one.
I know, and
I might be one of them.
I know.
I'm kidding.
I like Perfection, but that play style I think was a lot better when, of course, you could do really broken shit with it. Which, like, dude, back in the day, I was a huge advocate of the add back Eva combo. I loved making freaking Predaplant and popping not the Mistar boy. What's the light Mistar boy? Hipposhinnigan.
Thank you. Yeah.
Popping Hipposhinnigan and ending on Eva Orange in my hand, like that was my combo. I love that combo.
That one's sick, but I liked mine better. Ptolemy M7 at it back, baby. That was the shit.
That either way, as long as you ended on Eva Orange in your hand, you were doing something right. So
fair enough.
But I liked it better then. Now that you can end less consistently on that sort of setup, I'm not saying you can't do it, but before, remember, you could Beatrice, dump the Eva, add 2 fairies, add Eva back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This way, it just feels a little less strong, and my inboard is close. It's nigh unbeatable. Sans Sphere mode. So, I like the Herald. I still like the Herald. I love Eva. She's one of my favorite cards. But I just the green game that Mewtwo gives you is insane.
Yeah, you can't forego it. Even in Perfection builds, we still choose to play the Mewtwo, to have the fucking option there because it is that strong. All right, everyone, this is going to be our final question because I want to let Miles go after this. Let's and this is from Alex once again. Okay, we got two more.
That's fine. Yeah, I can keep going. You're good. I can keep going.
Okay, cool. Standard Alpha Zeta line combo. What does that end on? And then follow up to that, do you prioritize getting access over... do you prioritize getting Mewtwo or Alpha Zeta? So let's take it one at a time. Let's start with what's standard Alpha Zeta, because I think you already said it earlier.
Oh, God. Alpha Zeta by itself should be that full end board, I think.
Right. So it's going to be IP, Fafnir, because you're playing your Sartron. It's going to be IP, Fafnir, Dad, and Dawn Dragster.
And it's... I'm sorry. I think in order to get the Beto Buster in that combo, you have to open Benton.
Yes, you have to either have Ben 10 or a way to it. Yeah.
Correct. So that will end on 2 spell trap negates, Masquerena, Dad. But if you open Benton, you get all of it. So yeah. I think. Like I said, I play this deck like riding my bike. So, but yeah. So and then do you prioritize getting access to Mewtwo over Alpha Zeta? I tend to. But Mewtwo is just the bridge to everything else. I was close to playing 2 Zeta. I know it sounds insane, but I was close to playing 2 Zeta.
Okay, I'm glad that's not in the video because I'd cut that shit. Come on, dude, don't say that shit. Come on.
I was close. I was really close to playing 2 Zeta.
By playing 2 Zeta, you're saying that Gamma and Delta are better than it. I feel like.
I just hate past turn 1, Zeta doesn't do anything. It's just a dead card.
You're right, but we need to fucking see it.
But if you don't have Natasha in the main, would you have for sure lost matches in the tournament that you were talking about? 100%, yes. Yeah.
The combo you said is Mewtwo plus Alpha. So apparently Mewtwo Alpha is the 2-card combo that will put it up. I tell you what, guys, after we let Miles go, let's try and figure it out. We'll try and do the Alpha plus Mewtwo and end on the big PP board. That'll be a fun thing to do.
Hey, Alex, if you do poorly, bro, don't blame me, okay? He said he's gonna play the Marls at locals.
Oh, you're gonna do great, brother. Listen, just practice. Like again, it's you heard him say it yourself. It's fucking riding a bike for this man. It's because he knows it inside and out. That's true with Drytron, and frankly, for me, the build I know inside and out is perfection builds because that's just what I have gravitated towards. And I'll be honest, I struggle playing with Mewtwo because it goes so. It really plays like a different deck. Like, is that fair to say? Would you agree with that to an extent?
I actually do, but like I guess one thing I think, and I want to see what Ben and Paul say about this, but like
Oh, Paul's in chat?
Yeah, Paul. I see Paul.
Holy shit, there he is! Yo, shout out Paul. Shout out. I'm sorry, I maxed out the mic there because I got excited. Shout out Paul Pelican. What a good fucking man right there.
Yeah, I love Paul. But I think one thing that, in my experience, and I'm not trying to do this. I don't think I'm gonna sound such like a prideful, arrogant jerk, but I've had people come up to me and say, like, like at locals, you're the only Drytron player that I ever played against that I'm legitimately scared of, and I have noticed that. I think the reason why that is the difference between a good Drytron player and a bad one is the good ones kind of love the grind. Like, if you get to that grind game, good Drytron players are like, yes, this is where I want to be, Like, I don't mind being here. And the bad ones, they just want a wombo combo and in the game, you know what I mean? I thrive in those game states that are kind of weird and muddled. I'll figure them out, you know what I mean? And Mewtwo is just the most insane grind Drytron. Like, he's just crazy. Like, you just start flooding your graveyard and hand with names, and it's just awesome. So for that, I mean, I'm grateful to Mewtwo, but I am frustrated with the machine lock.
I like what Ben just said. Yeah, it's so sad when I FTK them.
Yeah, but you don't get to FTK all the time.
All right. And here we go. So we got a lot of people praising Mewtwo is the way. Keep on pushing. Let's make this the last question. We're at 10 o'clock. From Steven on Twitch. What do you guys think of Secret Village lock with Draco Sack in the extra deck? I'm going to take this one real quick. I think it's win more. I think if you're choosing to go with the Draco Sack line, which I think is cool, and I think I featured it before, you can do some really cheeky shit with it. You can push it so far. You can make a Chirabini, Sprint, end on a fucking Rukalos or a Grapha if you really want to. Should you be doing any of that? The answer is no. You should not be. It's not worth the slots. It's goofy, but it's fun. That's my take. Miles, what do you think?
Yeah, I took the words out of my mouth. I do not think that's worth it. I like the Secret Village combo. I tested that for like a few days, but like I said, it was the extra deck that just prevented me from doing it. I saw Ben did really good with it. Maybe I should try it with hand traps. Maybe that would make it a little bit better. But I also didn't play post Rhoda. I think Ben won his tournament post Rhoda.
That's correct.
But I think that build's obviously broken. Like, if you get to that, I mean, no spells is pretty good, right? So like, but oftentimes I felt like it was kind of necessary. I was winning anyway without giving them access to no spells, and so I just figured I'd go with a little more streamlined-ish build that didn't take 3 slots on my extra. But no hate to anyone who likes that build, by the way. I think that build's solid. Just not my cup of tea.
All right. Last question.
We can keep going. We're fine. We can keep going. It's fine.
Okay.
I'm cool.
Okay. If you had to pick between Perfection build and Secret Village build, which one would you say is better? You can be honest. You won't hurt my feelings.
I would definitely play the Secret Village.
Yeah, 100%. Don't worry. You're objectively speaking correct. I'm simp, bro. I simp for Herald of Perfection, all right? You know those bad Drytron players you're talking about? I'm not going to say I'm one of them because I think I can play the grind game, but I sure as hell love it when it's a lot easier, dude. I love I love counting the amount of negates in my hand and
so
knowing
fun.
that it's more than the amount of cards my opponent has in their hand. It makes me erect.
Like Luis Garcia, hello from USA to Mexico. But yeah, no, I definitely fuck with that take because, like, Ultimateness was insane for so long, dude. And that was just so fun to play. I remember one time I was like, okay, well, you've got, your 6-card hand, and I've got 8 negates, so good luck. Like, what are you gonna do?
It's true ignorance. It really is.
Yeah. I love not playing YuGiOh, Logan. Is that what you said, Logan?
Might as well have.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like playing. Never mind. Never mind. I'll leave it there. All right, homies. Listen, everybody, do me a favor. Can we all just say a massive congratulations to Miles once again on Twitch, on YouTube? Let's get some big likes up in here. Drop those likes and drop a big fucking congratulations to Miles real quick. All right, everybody. I think it's a great note for us to go out on.
Yeah, I'll catch you later.
Guys.
I'll catch you later, Logan. But I was shout out to Ben and Paul in the chat and Brent. I think I saw my friend Brent in there actually. But shout out to everyone in the chat.
Cheers, everybody. All right, Miles, my brother. Thank you so much for taking the time to be here tonight. You made this a fucking fan-tucking-fastic stream. You always do. And again, man, you know, even though you didn't win this one, there's always the next one. As goofy as that sounds to say, but we're fucking proud of you here, man. You do this community proud. I
appreciate it. All right, I'll catch you later, Logan. Nice talking to you.
See you later. As always, my friend.
See you later, chat. Bye-bye.
Peace. All right, everyone. It's always a pleasure to be joined by the man, the myth, the legend, Miles. I am going to be removing that, and we are donezo with the interview for tonight, guys. Wasn't that freaking awesome? Dude, oh my god. We freaking Drytron best deck. Let's hear it. Throw some Drytron best decks in the chat real quick, all right? Now, everyone, we're going to loop back around real quick. I'm going to do a quick talk about where I've been over the past week. I want to apologize real quick that I've been absent. I'm going to keep it pretty high level as to why, but I'll give you guys the quick rundown. And then before we call it a night tonight, I think we can go for a little bit longer. I'm going to open the floodgates real quick, and we're going to do some deck reviews tonight. So if you want to have your deck review, you're going to get like roughly a minute. Okay, you're going to get a minute for a deck review. I want you to say in chat that you want it. You're going to drop a link to your list. A DB link is the easiest for me. And again, of course, if you do anything that violates TOS, not only are you going to get banned, but I'm going to hunt you down, all right? So don't do anything like that. Don't get any ideas. But we're going to have fun here before we close out for the night, everybody. Why don't you test this profile real quick? Because I'm not in the mood to. We are going to do a combo, though, before we end. We are going to do a combo before we end. Tonight, though, is mostly going over builds, okay? Not too much gameplay. Long day. I was coming in late, so if you guys want to see gameplay, you're going to have to come by this Wednesday, okay? Wednesday, we're going diving deep. Either we're going to be at Locals playing Drytron in person. That's right. We're going to be playing Drytron. What was I playing last time I streamed Locals? I was playing Drytron last time, but we're going to be doing it again. Maybe we'll even let chat decide if we're going to do new to or if we're going to do perfection. But guys, stick around real quick. We'll be right back. And if you want a deck review, get that link ready. Throw it in the chat, or even better yet, join the Discord. You can join the Discord, and you can drop your deck list in the main chat. We'll do it like that, or in the deck building chat. And that'll make things even easier. Okay, everybody? So get those links ready, because I'm not sure if YouTube lets you send links. I'm ignorant to that, but you can... I'll drop a link to the Discord real quick, just in case, as a fact check, because I could be wrong. Just want to say another quick thank you to Miles. He's a good man. I'm gonna drop out the call real quick. Yeah, see, here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna drop a link to the deck building room on. Let's see. Here we go. Create invite. Copy. All right, everybody. I'm going to throw this in both chats real quick. This will only take a second. If you want to have your deck review, this will make things a heck of a lot easier, because I don't know how YouTube does with links. You're just going to want to join here. You're going to want to drop your link in here. All right, loves. There we go. Let me go refill on this water, turn on the AC. We're just going to take a minute. I'll give you the rundown of where I've been, and we'll call it from there. Okay, loves? BRB. Okay, my loves, I am back. Okay, everybody. YuGiOh simulator we're using, it's called Dueling Book, my friend. It's 100% free online. Shout out my boy X Stevens. Okay, everybody. If you want those deck reviews, throw them in... throw them in the deck building on Discord. I dropped a link in chat. Let me do the quick rundown as to where I've been. I did say I was going to talk about this, so just a quick little rundown for everybody. I was, maybe you can tell from some of our previous streams, I was getting kind of physically ill over the past few weeks. Hopefully I look better now. I don't know if it's noticeable, but I feel so much better. Like, I am back to my old self again, and it took roughly a week's worth of recovery after a rough situation where in my apartment, my AC units were poisoning me. There was a nasty buildup of mold inside the AC unit, and I did not realize it. And it was making me sick. It was making me progressively sick. It was making me tired. It was making it hard to think. It was giving me a nasty cough and congestion. And then what it all culminated in was it made it hard for me to breathe. It was, and giving me really bad anxiety too. Like I've had anxiety issues in the past, of course, and I've had my own battles with mental health, but this was beyond that. It was not the exclusive problem. I was struggling to breathe. The easiest way I can say it is, so there was a Thursday night where I ended up in the ER, and after a really nasty panic attack, and fortunately enough, you know, that's it originated from my challenges breathing. You know, I was having a horrible allergic reaction to the mold buildup of what my body was trying to process, because it's not like just when there's like a spot that's moldy in a room. It was in the unit, and it was in the air I was breathing. So it was getting me really, really bad. And I can tell you why I know this was the issue outside of, you know, my talks with my main doctor. After my trip to the hospital, and after, you know, they give me x-rays, they check my heart and all this good stuff. And, you know, the best news that came out of that situation was that I was good, you know, like that my heart was strong, that my lungs were still strong, despite my best efforts in my youth. You know, for those of you who know, like, I used to be a nasty, like, vapor. I used to vape a lot, not good stuff, icky, and I should probably not be saying that live on a place that it's going to be saved, but I see it also as a triumph in saying that, you know, I've been off that shit for a while now, you know, occasional taste of the friends, but we've been off that garbage. But I thought, and what really scared me and what exacerbated the panic was when I was going into the doctors, and they were doing my x-ray, and I was horrified. I thought, like, this is it. You're about to get your penance. This is what happens. This is what you deserve. And God bless, my lungs were fucking okay. You know what I mean? Like, it was okay. What the mold does to you, and it's kind of crazy. It's like it's a continuous allergic reaction, pretty much. It's like your body is going through constant allergies, and yeah, dude, it was horrifying. So even after, you know, going to the doctors and them saying, you know, physically you're doing okay, you just gotta work on these things. It wasn't until that I talked to my regular doctor and about my experience with the mold, which is what I'm going to get into next. I had a rough wake up on that Saturday morning where I was gasping for air. Like, it was not good. Like, not like I'm dying, but I couldn't get a good breath. So the next night, I think about it. Like, you know, I just go up and I smell the AC, and I'm like, oh, this is dank. This is icky. I'm trying to, like, wipe it down a little bit, and I'm seeing this gunk come up as I'm wiping it off. I'm like, this looks fucking gross. What's going on here? So I wrap them up. I wrap them up with plastic. I put plastic on the units, and I open up all the windows in my apartments, and I go to sleep. And I wake up the next day, and there's such a noticeable difference in how I'm feeling. Like, it wasn't me waking up gasping for air anymore. I'm waking up and I'm able to breathe. Not great, not like 100% yet, but I'm able to breathe a lot better. And I'm like, holy shit, this is what was happening to me. So I immediately call the land people. I'm like, dude, these things are fucking making me ill. We need to do something about this. And at the advice of my doctor, I get out of my apartment. I'm so lucky. I'm so lucky that I have my parents, and I'm so lucky that they're not too far away. So I got to stay with them for a whole week. That's where I was. I was staying with my folks, and in order to not fall behind on my school assignments, because again, I was having nasty anxiety issues originating from my trouble breathing. Like I even had to leave class early because it was happening. It was happening again. Like I was losing my mind. So I was falling behind on my schoolwork. Here, this is a point of pride that I'm going to point out here, is that I was falling behind. I had proactively asked my teachers for an extension because of the medical circumstances that I was going through. I'm proud to say that I didn't use a single one of those extensions. I still got my assignments done on time, baby. Still got them bitches done. So I'm happy about that. And I think I got good marks. You know, I looked briefly at the capstone assignment. I didn't dive too deep into it. We're going to be spending a lot more time on homework tomorrow, because that's what Tuesdays are for. Tuesdays are either class or it's homework all night. But yeah, man, it was really fucking scary. So as of today, this is my first day back in, my first full day back in the apartment. Like, I stopped by to grab shit and stuff. But this is my first day back in the apartment. They swapped out the units, and it's literally night and day. And I'll also share this. Even throughout the past week, after everything that's happened, it was a slow recovery, because I breathed in so much of that nastiness that it was like it was still in my body, and my body was processing it, and it was fighting through. Like, that's the cool thing about the human body. If you're not immunocompromised, it's gonna do its damnedest to get nastiness out of you. And I was fortunate enough that it was doing its job, and I was getting progressively better. One other thing that's kind of gross that I'm gonna mention is that when I would cough after being exposed for so long, we're talking about weeks here, that I didn't realize this was happening. Like, I would get this weird taste in my mouth. It was like a musty taste, and I was like, ew, what the hell is this? It was the fucking mold, dude. It was nasty, dude. It was gross, and it was making me sick. Now that's not happening. It's not the case. I'm breathing better than I have in a very long time. I am, like, in good health and good spirits. My energy is higher than it has been for weeks. My mind is functioning better. Like, it's just like, I feel, I'm not like a new man, but I feel like I feel like myself again. I feel like myself again, a good version of myself. So I'm very, very thankful that, you know, coming out of this better, coming out of this healthier and in good spirits. I'm glad that we got the problem fixed now. And yeah, dude, so I just want to, you know, cheers to you all for your patience. Because I know I skipped an upload last week. I think we had a viral short, not a viral short, but like over, I think like 24 or 25,000 views, might even cleared 30,000 views on a short that was, that did really, really well. So that's exciting. What do you study in school? I'm doing I'm in graduate school right now. I'm doing my master's in communication and media production. So, you know, you'd be like, what are you doing with that? Well, it's actually what I do for my full-time job. My 9-to-5 is in IT communications. So it's a very specialized sect of communications. Pretty good field to be in right now. And I do it for, I'm not going to name the name, but one of the greatest healthcare institutions in the country. Proud of that fact. I didn't used to be proud of it because I worked on a kind of shitty team. And I switched over at the start of the new year to a team that actually is making a difference for the organization. So that has been great. You know, things have been so much better, and I take a lot more pride in the work that I do now than I used to. But yeah, I'm already proactively doing what I'm studying on my day-to-day. It also helps me in my content creation, and it helps me in my freelance videography, which I do from time to time as well. Not so much right now, since I'm in the thick of a very deep, a very tough semester, right? So this is the last semester of my graduate program. I've got a capstone assignment that I have to do. I picked kind of a tricky topic, you know. Copyright law is very complex, okay, everybody? Fair warning, copyright law is really complex. If you have to do like a 20-something, 30-something page assignment and you have to, and a very long presentation that goes with it, I recommend picking something that might be a little bit easier. But, yeah, dude, so that's where I've been. That, you know, not a fun week. I didn't ham it up. I was thinking about hamming it up, you know, pulling a Boogie 2988 and like taking a picture of myself in the hospital and throwing it up there and be like, wish me well, guys, smile. But I decided, you know, this is enough. I'm going to talk about it once, and you're not going to hear me talk about it again. I'm not going to do, I was thinking about doing an update video just to say, like, hey, guys, this stuff's going on. Know that I'll be back. But there's no need. And frankly, I don't really want people to know about how sick I was because looking back on it, it was, like, pretty bad. It was pretty bad. Like, I was... You know, people who know me well know that I do get anxious from time to time, or I do get stressed out, or things like that. It was turned up to 11. It really was. It was not good. It was not good. But now I feel as though I'm back to my old self in all of the right ways, and I'm only getting better in other ways. Like, it's awesome. It's so awesome to feel better again. So I just, you know, want to cheers to that real quick. Meanwhile, as I'm done being poisoned, let's poison myself with the legal stuff. You know, a nice cold one to celebrate good health, okay? All right. I appreciate that, brother. I appreciate it. Thank you, bro. God bless indeed. God fucking bless. Yeah. And let's do some deck reviews. We got a little bit more time before I'm going to call it a night. I do want to edit Miles' video. I don't know if I'm going to do the whole thing tonight. Cool thing is, I'm actually going to be caught up for 2 weeks now because we got Miles' video filmed tonight, and I think I'm going to try and have that be our Wednesday upload. And I also have a new episode of Misprint Man that is 100% done, and the first episode of Misprint Man did pretty well. Like, by comparison, when I try and do a new series, they usually do pretty shitty. I'm going to be honest. A lot of my attempts to do new series, like, usually don't even crack 1,000 views, and it's a very big deterrent from me continuing them. But Misprint Man did really well, so I'm going to do another one. I already filmed it and edited it. It is 100% ready to go. We're going to have that one go up next Wednesday, I think. That's the plan. Unless something happens, I'm not able to edit Miles' video on time for whatever the reason might be. Maybe I'll stick that one up on Wednesday. But I think, logically speaking, it makes a heck of a lot more sense to get Miles' video up this Wednesday, and we'll have Misprint Man go up the following Wednesday. And I want to have that one be at least once per month, maybe like every other week, or we're going to aim for once a month on Misprint Man, because the other cool thing about doing that series is it's my opportunity to document my collection. And for those of you who know about my life, engaged relatively recently. I am trying to buy a house within the next 2 years. So I am going to be getting rid of some of my extra Yu-Gi-Oh things. I've got some misprints that are arguably some of the most unique cards you're ever going to see. So I would love to document them. And of course I'm going to keep some of the big, like, yeah, that menacing Jinzo you guys saw in episode. I'm never giving that shit up. Jinzo's one of my favorite fucking cards. Same thing's true for the Misprint Moy Beta that you're going to see in the new episode of Misprint Man, or you see in all my Drytron videos. Sobble Squad, cheers, brother. Cheers. Cheers. Thanks, Angel. I appreciate it, bro. Thank you. Salud. But yeah, dude, it's such a fun, and it's really fun for me to make those videos, because I actually have a pretty good knowledge on the history of misprints, and I realize that it's something that's not super well documented online, especially while I'm trying to find more examples of the things that I know about to talk about in Misprint Man. Like, I'm trying to find B-roll. For example, you guys are going to see a really unique misprint in the next episode of Misprint Man that happened in only one set. But it was a one unlimited run of one set had this unique kind of misprint. And I was trying to find pictures of it, of examples of these cards, because I've seen them in person before, and I know this set had this issue, but I'm struggling so hard. They're not well documented. So I think that this is an awesome opportunity to make another contribution. You know, the Drykage is a contribution to the Yu-Gi-Oh community in some regard, but I think that this is going to be another great opportunity for another contribution in a way that only I can do it. So that's what we're trying to do as we head forth into the conclusion of my time in this game. Not like 100% done, you know what I mean? But everyone knows I don't play as competitively as I used to. The new goal is 1 top per year. If I can keep that cadence, you know, that'll be great. I think since 2019, even through COVID, we've had 1 top per year. We want to keep that cadence going. And when I say top, it's top 8 minimum at a regional event. So we want to keep that cadence going, and that's going to be my satisfaction. But I'm not traveling every month anymore. You know, it is what it is, right? Like, life comes first. I got a girl who I love. I've got a job that I don't hate anymore. I've got a decent career that's only going to get better. Salud. Yeah, man. Dude, this has been really fun. This has been very cathartic for me to be able to talk about this with you all. And again, this is the only time you're ever going to hear me talk about this shit, because I don't like drowning on about it, especially now that I'm back to being healthy. You're not going to hear me complaining about it as much anymore. Really wanted to see you top a YCS, man. All right, man. All right, come on. I got a lot of regionals under the belt. Can you at least let me be happy with that? And who says I'm not going to a YCS anymore? I'll still try. It's just, you know, like, yeah. Apparently, our man, Lich King Mike, pulling like a filthy machine out here. Alright, everybody. Let's do some deck reviews to round things out for tonight. Alright, everybody? Let's go out with a bang. And I think there's no better bang than checking out what you guys are contributing. So if you guys got lists that you want us to peep, throw them on into the chat. Oh my god, we got some cool ones. Oh, wow. Holy shit. Okay, we got a lot of lists coming in. So, everyone, I promised everyone at least a minute on their list. So, that's what we're going to be trying to do. We're going to try and keep it to roughly a minute for these deck reviews. But without further... And I'm not scripting nothing. I'm not even going to look at them too much. We're just going to dive straight on in. Let's take it from our first one here. And we're going to open these images in their own tabs. And let's just fucking get started, okay? Straight on in. Oh, Mr. Trev in the house. All right. So, all right. Let me take the first look at the first deck that was sent in today. We got Drytron. You already know it. You already love it. Shout out, Mr. Trev, for the sub while we doing the deck review. All right, guys. First looks. What do we got here? We got Secret Village combo Drytron. Excuse me. Shouldn't have been slugging beer. I shouldn't have been slugging beers before I'm trying to review decks. Alright, we got Secret Village Drytron in the house here. Clean 40 cards. What do we got that's unique here? Okay, we're doing... Holy shit, we got another sub from Houndooms. Prime sub from Houndooms on the Twitch, baby. Yeah, if you guys didn't know, we're live on YouTube and we're live on Twitch, baby. It took me over a year to make the right decision after they legalized multi-streaming. Alright, let's get back into it, alright? Well, let's fucking actually start with the deck review, alright? So, what do we have here for the first list that we're looking at tonight? We've got Drytron, the Secret Village build. We are rocking on with a firm name count. We're maxing out the new 2s, but we're doing 1-ofs on Gamma Delta, and a beta is included in here as well. We're doing 1-of on Diviner, double copies of Ben 10, consolidated lineup, and choosing to main deck the Droll. We're becoming the thing that we swore to destroy. Fair enough. Clean 40 card list. And I think the most unique thing that we gotta call attention to here is the choice to main deck the Meteor Shower. If you guys don't know this Drytron trap card, it's actually a unique kind of negate that you can search off of your Fafnir, right? So, interesting. We've got the Mr. Yarsartron to search it out in here, so I think that's a pretty cool choice to play. Looking into the side deck, it seems very inspired by our boy Ben. We see the Harpy's Featherstorm in there. Natasha's Bing chilling in there. Triple copies of the Thrust. Sphere Mode is big time, big game right now. Skill Drain, Rivalry, those Saki Skill Drain Rivalry, you know it, you love it. And then in the extra, it's looking pretty clean. Choosing to use Ib as the spellcaster of choice. If I was going to rate this deck, bro, I think this is pretty solid, man. I think you did a darn good job. Let's give this a nice 8 out of 10. Very clean. I don't know what you're thinking with that trap card. I don't know if that would have been my 40th card, but hell, we're staying in archetype. I respect the choice of the main deck trolls. Some things I maybe do different, but you're doing a good job here. That was an awesome first list to start with. Shout out to the subs, man. Houndooms, Mr. Trev, I appreciate y'all immensely. And thanks again, everybody, for the good wishes. Let's move on. Let's take a look at another list. That was our first one. Shout out to Mr. I Am Napaz. I Am Napas. Love it. Okay, we got... Alright, we got another one. Apparently, this one went undefeated at the last locals. Let's see what we got here. Oh, yo, this is a spicy one. All right, guys, you're not familiar with this one. I don't know if I ever did a proper profile on this. The reason being is I never owned a copy of Light Barrier. I tried so hard to get this freaking card, and I never did. But this has always been a 2-card FTK. Different kind of turn skip that you could do with Drytron. I think we did a video on this once. But it's the Arcana Force build. So we've got Mr. Fiend and the YuGiOh. You see both of these guys are Light Fiends in archetypal. You gotta love it now that we got Eva legalized. You're backing up this play with the perfection. I'd love to see the combo that we're doing here. And oh my god, we're ramping up the fairies to 11 here because we got green light and purple light in the main board. Very, very spicy. 2 of on the pre-prep and the Medionis. I mean, I gotta be honest with you, brother. I don't like that at all. But hey, to each his own. 49 card main deck. Very interesting. Let's take a look at that side here. Maxing out. Oh, love it. All the 3 ofs. Very filthy. But we're doing Thrust without Featherstorm. A, to each his own. We got the D barrier to go with it. And choosing to play the Nibiru word, I'd maybe pair that with our brand new oh, what's it called? The Charmy or the Chummy, you know, that makes sense. But it's a high impact trap. Fair enough, to each his own. Maybe I'd go for something more like a Sphere Mode or a Lava Golem. But hey, very heavy on the Zeus lineup here. Triple Moybait. I don't know if that's the way in this build, but hey. 2 copies of Dynamondo IP and the Underworld Goddess as our big Link boy up in the house. Hey, man, this is pretty tight. Maxing out the names. I'm going to say one thing here that's probably obvious to most of us. There's not a single copy of Mewtwo in here. We're not worrying about it. We're not dealing with it. He doesn't care, all right? Big balls here. No Mewtwo. He doesn't need it. Last thing we're going to shout out is Saravis. If you don't want to get negated, no targeting negation, you're searching off this guy and flipping him the bird. Interesting list. Very unique. Some things I do differently, though, and some of your ratios are quite goofy. I'm going to give you a nice solid 7 out of 10. Very cool list. Very cool. No, dude, that's the thing. It's not just Drytron lists. You can stick in whatever the fuck you want. I guess this is just the subject matter that I have the most experience in. Like, if you send me a Melodious deck, I'm going to say, oh, I don't know what this deck does, but cool, I guess. I can't give you a rating because I don't fucking know. That's what it's going to be. Adi can't hear anything? I can see the lines going up, so you should be able to hear things. Oh, Angel's got a new list for us. All right. All right. Oh, it was an ad. Oh, get that. Sucks, brother. I'm sorry. All right, here we go. Here we go. We got another one. We got another one. This ain't Drytron's another ritual-inspired deck. This one's the Dogmatica paired with Kenningen, Ecclesia, some nasty bestials up in the main deck, dog. The dualities in the main. Oh my gosh, look at that extra deck too. It's vomit-inducing. We got Dragoon in the house. Oh my god, it's actually really spicy. And we got the Dark Magician, Dragon Knight, I think his name is. Oh my gosh, look at this thing. Only going for 2 Link monsters. We got good send targets because you know you can send anything from your extra deck in a deck like this with your Nadir's serving. Pretty filthy. Main deck of the evenly matched. Very, very spicy. I think, is that a field? No, it's the continuous spell for the Dogmatic because it's filthy. If you haven't read it, check it out. And again, the Kengen paired with the Thrust, pretty cool stuff. Book of Eclipse, our man Angel, if you didn't already see the deck profile we did with him, he loves this card. Very, very filthy. And then the side deck is looking nice, nice, nice. I can't say I know what those trap cards do, but I can say that I know what Magical Spring does. And what it does is it gives you like 3 draws against the Yubel matchup. So it's very, very filthy. I can't say I'm the most educated man on how this deck actually plays. It's got a ritual monster in there, so you know we gotta love it. I'm going to give it a solid 7 out of 10, but that's the most ignorant 7 out of 10 I've ever given. So I'm just going to say good frickin' job, alright, man? This shit looks tight. Good stuff, Angel. Good stuff. Alright, let's see what else. I'm going to rail through a few more of these before we call it a night. Let's see, what else do we have coming? Evil Miles from Ben? Holy shit. Alright, everyone. I have to show this one because I have to show who it's coming from. This is the man, the myth, the legend, Ben himself. And he says this is Evil Miles, who we just did a in-depth profile with. What the hell is he even talking about? Yo, is that another sub from the Sabo squad who just gifted a sub? Hell yeah, brother. Thank you so much. Gifted it to YuGiOh too, a good person to get it. This is Ben embracing evil in the terms of Miles, bro. Puts it at 51 cards, just like the man himself. But instead, oh my gosh, we got hella hand traps up in the house, including the Chum, or the Charm, whatever the heck it is, okay? The goofy-ass Fuwaris card, new Maxi, whatever it may be. Oh my god, we got Ash, we got Nib, we got Droll, DD, Veiler, Icky, YuGiOh, nastiness. Going purely for the Drytron combos. Excuse me. Paired alongside the Dawn Dragster. Yeah, dude, this is Hand Traptron. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. And even without a dedicated win con like the Secret Village of the Spellcasters or a Vanity's Ruler or whatever the heck it might be, you're still going to be putting up boards that rival the likes of Yubel, that rival the likes of Snake Eye. You're gonna be putting up a heck of a lot of monster negates, a heck of a lot of spell and trap negates. Dude, he's got Imperm in the main too. This thing looks like a well-oiled machine. Maxed out on all the names, all the good ones. We don't see no beta in the house. Side deck, we got that Featherstorm, and we also have the Meteora inspired by Miles himself. Look at this, dude. Yeah, this is something that would maybe grind Miles' gears, since instead of the board breakers, we're playing a very high hand trap count, but I dig it. I dig it immensely. In the extra deck, I'll just call attention to, we're doing the Lyrilusk, no Fuko to be found, access code Smack Talker, paired with, at least we got a Link 3 this time. I think this is pretty freaking tight, dude, and since it's coming from Ben, you know we gotta give it a 9 out of 10, baby. Oh yeah, let's see if he can win another 100-man tournament with it. Sick. Very good, brother. Very sick. Aw, Anderson, I'm sorry to hear that. But these new Drytron cards are cheap AF. They're just like commons and supers, so I'm sorry to hear that they're expensive for you. I'm sorry. Alright guys, I think this is going to be our last deck review for the night, and we are going to round things out relatively soon. Your boy is getting a little tired, and I'm probably going to go full workaholic and get started on editing Miles' video. I don't know if I'm going to finish the whole thing, but I'm going to get started on it. Or maybe I'll treat myself and I'll relax. Nah, I had enough time to relax, alright? We'll see. Happy? I don't know. Whoever Felgon is getting the last one. And apparently this is a 3v3 deck list. Let's see what this man is cooking here. We got a 3v3 deck list. Alright, more Drytron in the house with the main deck Droll. For some reason, that's where my eyes went. I guess my eyes are attracted to the thing that I despise so much. We've got interesting name ratio here. Triple Alpha, Triple Zeta, Triple Newtwo, but then 2 Gamma, 1 Delta. I dig it. But also paired with Triple Fafnir and Triple Nova. We want access to the 1-card combos. I get it. I dig it. Instant Fusion's making a comeback, and so is the Secret Village combo, baby. If you don't know this one, you gotta check out our videos with Ben. We've done the combo tutorial before. Ancient Fairy is how you get to it. Pretty tight. Choosing to go with the Slacker Magician as the spellcaster of choice. Another very good option. A little easier to make than Ib, but a little less resilient. We got the Unicorn, which makes me think, yep, we got an access code. We also got Underworld Goddess, pretty goated in here. Again, I mentioned the Droll earlier, but it's not the only hand trap we see present in the list. It's paired with Phantasme. Ooh, pretty cool. Skill Drain in the side. It's a sacky one of, why the heck not? Feather Storm with 2 thrusts, same ratio that I choose to play. Lightning Storms, Lava Golems, all the good stuff is up in the house. Main decked Meteora again. What is it with people in this card? I was never a fan of it, but maybe I'm the one who's crazy here. You let me know if you agree. And the last thing that I'm going to call attention to here is double Ben 10 in the main, Natasha's in the side. We have got Quandradids in the side deck as well. Is this your answer to the back row matchups, to the spells and traps? You love this guy. Let me know what you think. All right, that's a pretty tight list right there, folks. Chaz, I dig it, dog. I dig it. Yeah, you seem pretty ready for Tenpai. You seem pretty ready for Tenpai. And holy hell, does this combo fuck their face, dude. Please tell me, Tenpai fucking can't play around this shit. They just lose. They lose so hard to this fucking card. Aw, that's sweet. Ghost Reaper. Yeah, dude. You deserve to relax after the hell you've been through, Logan. Hey, Sobbles, I appreciate that, dog. Thank you. Thank you for the kind words, dog. Yeah, they fucking lose. That's fucking right, Ben. You fucking bet your ass. Oh my god, my loves, dude. This was so much fun. Like, this is why I'm so happy to be healthy again, because like I felt so, even when like it was like those first few weeks as I started to get, like in that first week when I started to get sick, but I was still streaming, like it felt like such a drag. Like everything felt like a drag. Like I just had no motivation to do anything because I was ill. Now it's just like, you know, I like one really random shout out that I want to give real quick. Ooh. Sorry guys. Cheers. Ooh. There we go. One random shout out I want to give is to my neighbor, dude. I am so blessed to have such a nice neighbor who has been like, you know, he's like every time I get the pleasure of hanging out with this guy, which I've hung out with him like, you know, last week, and I got to hang out with him again tonight, and it was just so awesome, dude. Like he drops so much wisdom on me, man, and we have these awesome long conversations, and it's just fantastic, dude. So listen, I know he's not watching, but I am gonna say, like, that has helped me too. That's helped me a lot too, is having such an awesome neighbor to spend some time with and give some good life perspective, man. It's just it's been good here. Things have been getting a lot better recently. Since I've been getting healthier, and since I've been yeah, dude, just things have been getting so much better. So I want to say, you know, shout out to my awesome neighbor. Shout out to the love of my life, my fiance, Mrs. Drykage, as she's known to you guys, Mrs. Drykage. Yeah, dude, things are good, man. And I think that's going to be the note that we head out on tonight. So Mr. Logan is at least going to get Miles' video. Mr. Drykage is at least going to get Miles' video started. I might also do, this is one other thing I'm going to say, is during my whole break, I like wasn't touching physical cards at all, which is kind of disappointing. And now I kind of want to, which is great. I want to play again. I want to give it a shot. The last locals that I went to, I had gotten sick at. Like, it sucked. So oh my god, and Lich King Mike dropped a sub too, or Sobble Squad gifted him one. Dude, that is so sweet, man. Thank you so fucking much, dude. You know, you see the Nibiru word flying down on screen. Thank you, bro. Thank you so much. Yeah, dude, maybe that's what I'll do. I'll start Miles' video, you know, easy stuff, like, you know, picking out a little clip for the intro, putting in the thing, and maybe like chopping up the transcript, you know. That, for those of you who don't know video editing, like one cool thing that I do nowadays is this thing called text-based editing. It has made a world of a difference in terms of how quick I can get videos done, which is sick. And I even use it for the videos I do for work. It's so cool. It's such a cool way to edit. And, you know, you got to thank the magic powers that be the editing software that makes life a little bit easier, right? All right, my loves. But I think I've earned a break, so I'm going to call it a night here. We had a nice 2-hour stream on both fronts. And, guys, thank you all so much again for being here. For making my day. This was a fantastic stream. I love and appreciate y'all immensely. I haven't done a raid in a while, so I'm gonna do a raid on Twitch if it lets me. Yeah, we are. I'm gonna send you guys to a good friend of mine who I always love to cheer for. You know, it's my buddy Rez. Him and I have been friends. He used to actually have a series every Monday night where we do deck battles, and I remember that when I first moved into my old place, that was something that we were doing regularly, and it was so much fun. I love this guy, man. So if you're coming on Twitch, be sure to give Rez some love and just tell him that I miss him and that I hope he's doing well. I'm gonna go take my break now and start this video, and then maybe play some games or watch some TV to round things out. Just have a nice decompressing night. You know, we're back at work again tomorrow. Fortunately enough, working remote tomorrow, and then we're in the office on Wednesday. But things are going good, man. Like I couldn't be more happy, and just happy to be alive. You know what I mean? Like I was. As goofy as it sounds, I was never in any real danger, thank God. But, you know, it just feels so good to feel good again. I love you all immensely. Thank you for being here tonight. That's all I got. LoganJYA signing off. Have a great day. Peace out, everybody. I love you. Thank you.